Hello everyone, welcome to Claret and Booze. My name's Nick. Not a well-rested Nick today because I stayed up to watch that festival of football last night. But before we get anywhere anyway, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Thanks to everyone who jumped on board yesterday. One bit of good news is we're 100 away from 6,000 on the petition. Whee! Get in, get out, Sullivan. So that's climbing nicely. But don't forget, as always, please drop a like on the video because it does really help us. So West Ham lost their first pre-season game in the whatever it is series over in the US where they have water breaks and fucking half-time talks and things like that. And they play on AstroTurf, what looked like AstroTurf anyway, in the Met Centre. Right, I don't know how to do this really, because anyone that watched the video yesterday, you could see that I'm trying to sort of give it a chance and see the positives for next season. And there were absolutely positives and things that you can hang on to in terms of player personnel. We saw that later on in the game. But make no bones about it. What we saw in that lineup is Potter's preferred starting lineup at the moment. He sees that as his strongest lineup. That's what he's got to rely on. Somehow, after 6 months of watching Guido, James Ward-Prowse and Souček, he still feels that we should go into a game like that with those three in midfield. And it wasn't a case of, he's mixing teams up. That weren't that at all. You had the three starting centre-backs, you had the two starting wing-backs, and you had the two starting forwards. That's what you had. And you had our three starting central midfielders who offer nothing. They're not press-resistant. They're slow as shit. They offer no defensive cover, and they offer nothing going forward in transition. Basically, no midfield. We played with no midfield again. But he can't see it. He just can't see it. And it was a woeful game of football. Terrible. We offered nothing. There was no attacking threat. Nothing at all. I mean, our possession was terrible as well. Yeah, maybe if you replace Areola, we'll be better at triangles in our own defensive third. Do you really want to watch that? I don't want to watch it. So a lot of players are looking shit at the minute. Areola looks shot to pieces because he's a player who knows his days are numbered. He knows that he doesn't work in this system, and all the talk in the media is of him being replaced, and he's playing like a bloke who's on the edge. He is. Might explain the hair. I don't know. So yeah, he's gone. He's shot to pieces. Is that going to make us remarkably a better football team, a new goalkeeper? No, it ain't. It ain't. It might make us more efficient at playing triangles at the fucking back, which I don't want to watch. You had Tadibo struggling. Kilman looked terrible. Aguirre looked all right, but he was struggling as well. Remarkably, Mavropanos coming on looked fantastic. Commanding. The best of the lot. Him and Aguirre, probably. Kilman and Toddy looked shot. Toddy, as usual, just looked like he was blown out of his arse again after 20 minutes. So I'm not too sure what that is all about, but yeah, I don't think he's not gonna stay the course, is he? By the looks of it, you got to give him a chance. Wan-Bissaka, usual good performance, good defensively, good going forward, as in marauding runs. But we know that Wan-Bissaka's got everything apart from he hasn't got that sort of vicious delivery from a right wing back. So you're not going to get much in the way of chances from Wan-Bissaka on that side, even though he does get you up the field. He does. The other one, which I'm a little bit sad about, but I'm going to give him time, was Diouf, because I didn't see much. I didn't see him beat his man once. To be a wing-back, to play a wing-back system, for a start, a wing-back possession-based system, the wing-backs have got to be unbelievable. They've got to have the ability to get back and defend competently. They've got to have the ability to absolutely blitz up the wing and piss all over go past their players and get the delivery in. He's got the delivery. I didn't see him beat his man once. I didn't see him go round anyone. I didn't. Like I said, you've got to give him a chance, but I don't know. It looks like if you was to make a hybrid of Diouf and Wan-Bissaka, you'd have the perfect player because he's got the delivery and Wan-Bissaka's got he seems to have the technical ability and guile to sort of drive and get past players. But like I said, Diouf is young. You've got to give him time to grow into it. But I thought defensively he looked iffy as well. I was not impressed. All right? I really weren't. I thought we offered little to nothing on that left-hand side. But we offered little to nothing anywhere. Maybe it was because of the midfield. Maybe that's why the defence was so shit, was because of the midfield. Maybe that's why everyone was nervous. Maybe that's why Fulkrug had no service, that he had to almost drop back onto the halfway line. And we had Jared Bowen ratting around doing the solo press, which is what I called out, didn't I? He was ratting around up there on his own doing the solo press. Great goal, by the way. But you're going to get that from Jared. Give him half a chance, he's going to score. But the performance was turgid. It was shit. It was awful. Awful. And it was a continuation of what we saw last year. So when people say about giving Potter a clean slate, this is a clean start, you can't when he just continues doing what didn't work last year. Now, we ended up going 2-0 down, didn't we? We got a goal back to 2-1. I think that's the way. Yeah, 2-1. Great goal. And then the changes came. He brought Lucas Paqueta on. Praise the fucking Lord. I'm going to go out and talk about that in a minute. All of a sudden, you've got a bloke on there that's on a different level, that wants the ball, that wants to play forward, that's appearing in pockets, that's giving you options, that's giving you chances, that's causing the opposition a headache. Even when he moves and he doesn't get the ball, he's taken about 2 players with him because they all shit themselves and follow him. So he creates space. He creates chaos. So we started to look better straight away, and then the brilliant changes came, which was Preston Fearon, which we're going to go on to talk about on our show later on tonight, on the Sunday night show. We've got some interesting news on that lad. I knew nothing about him until before kickoff yesterday. I got a phone call from someone, so I was almost anticipating Preston Fearon. I was, and I was very pleased with what I saw. You had Fearon, you had Guilherme, you had Potts, and who else was there? Irving. All the fucking midfield comes off. Souček, Fulkrug, James Ward-Prowse, Guido. I mean, was Guido ever playing? I don't know. James Ward-Prowse. How many times did James Ward-Prowse get the ball nicked off of his feet? How many times? And Souček, just where is he? What is he doing? He's only there to just appear in the box every now and then. So we've just got this empty midfield, and we just hope that somehow he crashes a box. But anyway, back to the subs. That first 70 minutes was shit. It was a continuation of what we saw last year, and we only saw the mass changes because the Potter plan didn't work. The same Potter plan from last year. It didn't work. He's still doing it. Now, if it happens again on Wednesday, we've got a fucking problem. We really have. Because what was proven, because I know what a lot of people are going to say, it's pre-season, look at the changes he made and everything else. Too little, too late. He made these changes late in games last year when his initial plan didn't work. Always when you're losing. And you've got to drag yourself back into it. So he knows. He knows what he needs to do, but it's too late. So on 70 minutes, all of a sudden, or 75 minutes, you had a completely reinvigorated West Ham, full of youth, full of midfielders that do appear press resistant. They move the ball quick. They move the ball fast. All of a sudden, these pockets of spaces, they do appear. You've got Paqueta, somebody orchestrating, bringing everyone into play. The football was brilliant in that last 15 minutes. Really good. So you would imagine if we didn't have the evidence of last season, we'd be thinking, oh, hang on a minute, this could be good. The next game, maybe he will drop Guido, Souček and James Ward-Prowse, who were shit. And he'll start with those players that were head and shoulders above Potts. What a fucking player. Calm, composed. Like I said, moves the ball really well. Reads space. He's got more pace about him. Fearon, unbelievable young player. 18 years old. Released from Chelsea. We've picked him up from what I've been told. They tried to buy him back. We said no. He's someone that's been kept under the radar. So he's going to be kept in and around that first team. And he looks amazing. Brilliant. Playing in central midfield, but can also play right wing, left wing. You can see there is a serious player there. 18 years old, really calm under pressure, brilliant technical ability. You can see a pass. Exactly what you need. And then you got Paqueta pulling the strings. Mavropanos came on and sorted the back line out. But ultimately, and I don't care what anyone says, it's having Paqueta in that team that makes it all tick. He's the difference. If you weren't to have had Paqueta on that pitch in that last 15 minutes, that last 15 minutes wouldn't have been as impressive. Wouldn't have happened. He's a magician. He pulls the strings. We can't sell him. Literally, we can't sell him. Now, we've already seen on one side that whatever anyone thought of Mohamed Kudus, on the left-hand side, we routinely watch that bloke beat 2, 3, 4 players, dribbling past them. The ball stuck to him. We've changed him for a bloke that, from what I saw last night, he's going to struggle to beat a man. Maybe his crosses from deep areas, might get us a few chances. I don't know. I mean, look, there's good attributes about the lad. He's got legs. He's got tenacity. He runs and runs and runs, covers every blade of grass. But you need quality as well as running and pace. You do need that as well. Now, hopefully, he'll grow into it. And like I said, it's very harsh of me because it's his first game and you've got to give him a chance to adapt against Premier League opposition. You've got to. But I don't know. I just didn't have the best feeling about him. I think I'm going to love his attitude. But in terms of the technical prowess, I thought Guilherme offered more. In the last 15 minutes, I thought Guilherme did more in 15 minutes than Diouf did in 75. At left wing back. He looked brilliant, I love the greed when he went through on goal. A lot of people won't. He should have squared it. No, he wants his goal. He said bollocks. He wants his goal. He's full of confidence. He's brimming with confidence. We've got these players. So Fearon, Potts, Guilherme. We've still got Paqueta. Praise the Lord. For how long? I don't know. And that should be what we're getting excited about. That should be it. You've got Callum Marshall, who didn't get a sniff. Just scored 2 goals in previous games. Didn't get a sniff there. Didn't get run out. Don't know why. Ain't got a clue. So there should be some excitement building around it. And I'm sure there will be from some quarters. I'm excited about that element, that we've got access to these players, that we've got the ability to do it. But you know something? I don't personally believe that Potter is ever going to drop the senior players for these young kids. If they're in and around that squad, they're in and around that squad on the bench that he can use when he needs, but he knows they're not going to moan and complain so much when they're on the bench. This is why we're filtering out a lot of the senior players, the disruptive players, Alvarez and, Kudus and other players like that. Get rid of them. He can't manage them. He wants compliant players that will do as they're told. And he obviously has trust and comfort in having, even though they're immobile and, in my opinion, shit, Guido, Souček and James Ward-Prowse in midfield, he's happy with them because he sees them as reliable. He must do. He must be able to see something that none of us can see. None of us can see. Look at the difference in that last 15 minutes. For anyone that actually watched it, we did fuck all for 75 minutes. Against, let's face it, a crap Man United. They were shit as well. Rubbish. They were sort of playing a little bit of a low block for most of the game. And we had nothing, no creativity. That was a point where you bring Paqueta on. He's going to have loads of the ball. Because they was just trying to hit us on the counter. So they were crap, but way better than us. Look, head and shoulders better than us. How we didn't concede more, I just don't know. When it was 2-0, Areola had just made a save from Fernandes, who should have slotted it past him. They should have had more. It should have been 3 or 4 before we scored. So, yeah, I don't know that I'm going to be waiting up for midnight for the Everton game because it's just put me in a bad mood again. I was looking forward to that all day yesterday, all day. And I thought, you've got an opportunity here. There's nothing riding on this. It's pre-season. I really thought he was going to show something. And he has shown something, and I don't like what I've seen. And this is what I mean. When people say, give him a clean slate, give him a clean slate, it's the fucking same. He's changed Diouf for Kudus. The team is the same. There's no difference. It's exactly what I said. And Diouf is not Kudus. He ain't. You're not going to get as much forward threat from him. Yeah, you're going to get a lot more defensive attributes and hard work. But, 20% of a world-class player is probably worth more in 90 minutes than 100% of a player that ain't at that level. So, look, a lot of you are probably going to disagree with me. You're going to go, oh, look, Nick's back. He's moaning. He's being this, that, the other again. I'm sorry, right? That was awful. And it was exactly what we was watching at the end of last year. It's the first bit of Premier League opposition that we've faced. And they're shit Premier League opposition. I know it's Man United, but that's the name. The team, they're crap. And we made them look like Real Madrid at times. So, no. I don't know what's going to happen here. We've got the Lucas Paqueta story that's coming out now. He's going to go. We're going to be without that player. You need top-class players. I've said towards the end of last season, the only thing that separates us from the likes of Ipswich, Southampton and everyone else are the top star players, are the Lucas Paquetas, the Kuduses, because they can give you those moments. They can make the difference. They're difference makers. You get rid of them and you downgrade them We've already made one downgrade as far as I can see. So you get rid of them and you downgrade them, we're going to be in the shit. Because I didn't see a team running through brick walls there either. Apart from that last 15 minutes, I saw all of that drive and endeavour. Don't get me wrong. We start against Everton and against Bournemouth with the team that finished the game against Man United. I'll be all buzzing and all raring to go for next season. I will be absolutely buzzing. I'll be thinking, he's just giving them a few minutes. He's just kind of giving, he's going to bed him in gently. But I don't really buy it. I don't buy it. I think we need squad players and you need compliant players. So youth players are the best option because they can't moan. They can't complain. But from what we saw there, Potts, Guilherme, Fearon, even Irvin, give Irvin a shout out. He looked good. Just so much better than what we saw in the first 15 minutes. But those are the senior players. Those are the ones that have got precedence over everyone else. So this is a problem for me. If you haven't got the bollocks to drop these senior figures in the dressing room for superior players that are going to be better for the team, then what chance have we got? What are we going to do? Because Potter's scared to drop people, just sell everyone off like we're having to sell Alvarez off because he can't deal with Alvarez, because he can't deal with this player, because he can't deal with that player. We have to sell him off, because he can't manage them. I don't know. Maybe I'm overreacting, but that was like a rude fucking awakening for me. And it weren't nice. Like staying up till midnight, getting that team sheet through, all of the hope being sucked out of you an hour before kickoff, it playing out exactly how you think it's going to play out in the hour before kickoff, because we all know. There weren't a West Ham fan that saw that team sheet and didn't go, for fuck's sake. So why can't he see it? These people get paid how much? And obviously we're right and he's wrong, because he had to change it to try and unfuck it on 75 minutes. And look how better we looked. Infinitely better with those three off the pitch. And he looked like a man under pressure again on the sidelines. He looked stressed as shit in the post-match interview. It was just boring. He spoke about Areola's mistake. Well, yeah, whatever. I don't really care about the result, the performance I'm talking about. Yeah, we lost the game. It means nothing. But the performance was shit. Shit. Rubbish. I don't care about the result. We didn't deserve anything out of the game, irrespective of the mistakes. So, yeah, let's sell Areola. Get a new goalkeeper in that's fucking better with his feet than he is with his hands, so that we can piss around with the ball in our own half forever. Because we've got to have control of the game. This is where this is going. And it ain't going to work. This wing-back system ain't going to work next year. It's not. I'm sorry. This is just a fucking mess as far as I can see. I think Potter speaks really well. I think he has good ideas and he believes in his ideas. But his ideas are shit. And yeah, I weren't impressed. He made the right changes on 75 minutes, completely revitalised the team, and the last 15 minutes made watching the match worthwhile. It gives you that kind of ooh. But like I said, we've had that. We had that the end of last season, and he reverts back. He's going to keep on insisting doing the same thing because it's like a stubbornness that these managers have got. They just refuse to accept that they're wrong. You're wrong, Graham. I'm telling you, James Ward-Prowse, Guido and Souček are shit. The worst midfield combination possible. You're wrong. Just stop fucking doing it. We don't need any combination of them players. Get them all out the fucking team. You've just proven yourself we don't need them. Potts, Irvin and Fearon, an 18-year-old kid, were infinitely better. So yes, you do have options, don't you? Anyway. Yeah, back to being miserable bastard Nick again. That just pissed me off, that game. And I did have a bad night's sleep. I'm tired as well. I won't be staying up on Wednesday night. Fuck that. See you all later on for the Sunday night show. Come on, you ones.